Welcome back to FM Story. We're approaching the midway point of the 18th and final season of the Save. Things are going pretty well so far this season. We are top of the table, 3 points clear of Rangers. We've bounced back from a disappointing start in the Champions League to have won our last three on the bounce. We've already won the UEFA Super Cup, beating Wayne Rooney's Montpellier, and we've made it through to the final of the League Cup where we're playing Dunfermline. Without further ado, let's get into the action and see how we get on in that League Cup final. We've made it to League Cup final day against Dunfermline, and we've played 4 games since the end of the last episode, and we've continued on our great run of form. We are still missing quite a lot of players injured. I mean, the big ones, the Duffy, Ricard Alvarez, and Pedro Simoes injuries, they've all done the cruciate knee ligament, so they're all still going to be out for another at least 3 months, I think it is. So we are a bit bare bones as far as the squad is concerned, but we are playing pretty well. We ended the last episode having beaten Chelsea in the Champions League. We started this one with a pretty comfortable 5-2 victory against Hibs, although we were 1-0 down, and then they did pull it back to 2-2 before we got a third goal in injury time at the end of the first half, and then we took control in the second half to come away with that 5-2 victory. We then went to Aberdeen and won 6-1, with their goal just being a purely... we then went to Aberdeen and won comfortably 6-1, with their goal being purely a consolation goal. We went to Falkirk and won 4-0. We went to Porto and won 3-1. So things are going pretty well. We're now 6 points clear at the top of the league table. Now all attention turns to the League Cup final, and can we pick up a 5th successive League Cup in our final season of the Save? So with all the injury problems we've got, this is the side we've picked. Obviously, as we mentioned, we've got the 3 players who are out with cruciate ligament injuries. Alan Kerr's also injured as well. So we've opted for Rackler at left back, just because Bondarenko's so inexperienced, we don't want to expose him in a cup final. Duda playing centre half. Jordan Ash is playing wide right, and Cochise is playing through the middle. And hopefully we have still enough firepower in this team to come away with another trophy. And especially when you look at the form that Dunfermline have been in, they've lost 4 of the last 5 in all competitions. Hopefully we can get a result here. Doesn't seem to be much happening early on in this game. We've had most of the ball. We've had a couple of shots as well, but obviously not enough to be able to see a highlight from. Right, throw in deep in their half. Cochise to take it. Rackler back to Cochise. Rackler crosses towards the back post. Luciano's head is kept out by the keeper, but it rebounds to him. He smashes it home. We're going to get a VAR check, so I'm assuming that if there's a chance he was offside from the original cross from Rackler, and it has been disallowed. So Cochise back to Rackler, and he is, just about offside. All right, they're attacking at a bad challenge by Bordes, and he's been given a straight red card, and that is kind of the last thing we needed in this game. We're already so short of players at the back, and just the team in general. Right, Rajkovic has struggled fitness-wise in the last couple of weeks. He's gone off. Bondarenko's come on and gone to left back, and Rackler's moved into the centre of defence, just so we've got some experience in there with Bordes having got himself sent off. And there we are, half-time, 0-0. We've had loads of chances. We've had most of the possession, and we've not taken anything. Now we're down to 10 men. We need to be really switched on in the second half to make sure we don't lose this cup final. Right, we've sent the same team out that ended the first half to start the second half. Don't want to rush into making too many changes and end up down to 10 men like we did in the semi-final against Rangers. or even down to 9 minutes it would be, having had a player sent off already. Right, Bondarenko with a throw. Cochise back to Bondarenko. Rakla into Skafidis. Luciano back to Duda. Amrani's in acres of space on the right hand side. If he finds him, he does. Down the line to Ash. Looks to go around the outside, crosses into the box. Mikey Moore gets up, it's headed away from him. Skafidis into Moore, back to Skafidis. Bondarenko towards the back post. Ash gets up, heads home, and we've taken the lead. And someone who's probably been vastly underused this season. He's not happy about the lack of game time he's had, but he's popped up with the opening goal. Bondarenko just takes a touch and just launches it towards the back post. The defender doesn't get off the ground. Ash gets above him, heads home, and that's 1-0. Luciano driving forward from midfield, wide to Ash with space, into the box, to the byline, looks to pull it back, goes down, and the referee's going to look at the monitor. I think he actually gave a penalty, which means it's probably going to get turned over and not be a penalty here. Yep, no penalty given. And then rather than us getting the corner that we should have had, they get the ball back. Right, Cochise with the corner to the near post. It's headed up in the air. Rakla down for Ash. And he smashes it home. And from being nowhere near the side for a lot of this season, he's come up big in the cup final with 2 goals. The corner was drifted into the near post. It's up in the air. Rakla on the volley, down to Ash on the volley, past the keeper. 2-0 with 20 minutes left, and we're in a pretty strong position now. Right, so we made some more changes to bring some fresh legs on to see if we can see this game out and come away with the trophy. Right, Rakla with a corner this time. It's headed away from home at the near post. Turnbull goes back to get it. Infield to Duda. Amrani. Wide to Bondarenko. He goes back infield to Rakla. Duda. Wide to Amrani. Down the line to Ash. In the box to home, but he's offside. Right, now they're driving forward for the first time in this half. Rakla, Van Giesel and Bondarenko try to tidy it up. Van Giesel into Turnbull. Ash comes short, plays it long for home, in behind, finishes. Another player who's had not enough game time for him this season comes up big with the 3rd goal. And surely it's only a matter of time now before we pick up this trophy. Turnbull into Ash, helps it on first time. Home goes away from the defender, and then just lifts it over the keeper into the back of the net. Right, a late free kick. Bustos into the box, aiming for Van Giesel. It's headed clear. Van Giesel goes back to pick it up. Injury time's just about over. Van Giesel now bringing it forward down the right, going past players into the box. He's given a penalty, but this one's going to get overturned again as well, I think. Yeah, has been overturned, but surely that's full time. Right, from the free kick. And there we are, full time. We've won the League Cup in our final season of the Save. The 5th successive League Cup we've won. It's the 9th time we've won it in the Save. And thoroughly deserved on the day. Now, we're into December. We've picked up 2 trophies so far. We've obviously the League Cup that we've just won. We've already won the Super Cup. We've still got the Champions League, the Scottish Cup, the League to go. How many of those 5 can we end the season with? We are now at the beginning of February. The January transfer window has come and gone. We've actually seen no business in the January transfer window. We had turned down an awful lot of offers. The most popular players, we got offers for Bordes, centre half. We got offers from, I think, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Napoli, and Varga, also a centre half. We got offers from Arsenal and a couple of other clubs as well. We've turned them all down. We did look at going into the transfer market to maybe sign another striker just with the length of time that Simoesh was out. But there was no one really that fit the budget that we had that would be of any use. We did try to sign Matisse Tell from Marseille, just to short-term deal, but that one didn't work out. So in the end, in January, didn't sell anyone, didn't sign anyone, but we've continued our great run of form on. After the cup final, we beat Rangers 1-0 away from home. Bondarenko popping up with a big goal there. We then beat Kilmarnock 2-0 away from home as well. And then we just about snuck a win at home against Rangers. Things then got a bit more comfortable. 6-1 away from home against Livingston, despite having Cochise sent off. We were 6-0 up at half-time, and Cameron Home had 5 of those. We then put 5 past Ross County at home. We won 8-1 against Peterhead in the Scottish Cup, despite sort of going behind early on. And that was another game that Cameron Home came up big in. He scored 4. In those last 3 games, he'd scored 11 goals in 3 games. He then added another one in the Champions League at home to Genk, where we came away with a 3-1 victory. We then went away to Dundee United and just about snuck a 2-1 win. It should have been more comfortable. Cochise did miss a penalty. And then in the most recent game, we went away to we were at home to Roma in the Champions League and came away with a 3-0 victory. What that means is that we ended up finishing second in the league phase, which, considering we had 1 point from the opening 2 games, and then we won every game after that, and we ended up with 19 points, just behind Juventus. So we've made it into the round of 16. We can avoid the knockout playoff round. Interestingly, we can see Rangers also made it into the round of 16 as well. Celtic went out of the competition in the league phase there. And then as far as the league's concerned, we had 2 big games in that period against Rangers. We won them both. We are actually now 14 points clear at the top of the table with a game in hand on Rangers. So hopefully it is only a matter of time before we make it 10 in a row. But coming up next, we've got a big trip to Celtic. If we can win that, put some more space between ourselves and them, and some space between us and Rangers. And hopefully we're starting to get some players back now. They're not... Duffy and Simoesh are no longer fully out with their cruciate ligament injuries, but it's going to be another month or so at least before they're able to be involved. But hopefully we've got enough firepower. I mean, we're missing those 2. We're missing 4 other players out injured, and some of those are some key players in some other areas as well. So we'll need to see what team we can select going into this game. This is the side we've picked for the game against Celtic, and as you can see, we are short of some players. We are missing Captain Stefan Rackler. He's out injured. Alan Kerr's out injured, as well as the 3 that are out with their cruciate ligament injuries. Then we've got Nicholas Lecam's out injured as well. So this is about the best team we can put together. And we've gone with Cameron Home through the middle just because of the form he's in has been outstanding in recent weeks. And hopefully he can continue this in what should be a pretty tough game. Right, Rajkovic with a cross into the box. It's headed clear as far as Skafidis onto Ash. Amrani into the box. And he's given a penalty. It's going to get overturned when he looks at the monitor, which means we're not going to get the corner that we should have, given that the ball went out for one. That's happened every time we've had a penalty given this season, just about. Oh, no, he's given it. Right, out. So Cameron Holmes stepping up to take the penalty. Fires it low into the corner. The keeper went the right way, didn't get near it. And that's 1-0 early on. Just drills it into that bottom corner. Too much power for the keeper. And that's 1-0. And then straight from the kick-off, they've gone back to the defence. And wide. Bondarenko gets in to win a tackle. Luciano now coming forward with it wide to Mikey Moore. Back to Bondarenko. Moore tries to play it on. It's given away. But they've given it straight to Rajkovic. Home then gets fouled off the ball. Rajkovic into the box. And just drills it too far wide of the post. Right, Bondarenko nips in to intercept that ball. Mikey Moore takes it off him. Drives to the byline, cross towards the back post. Ash nods it down. Luciano somehow got the effort on goal and the keeper turns it behind for a corner. Rajkovic is across to take it from the right hand side. Outswing it towards the near post. It's headed clear as far as Ash. Finds Bondarenko on the edge of the box. What a goal. Drills it low into the bottom corner. Makes it 2-0. And that's at least a couple of goals he scored. Very similar this season. Just arriving on the edge of the box and just smashing it home. Headed clear to Ash. He just squares it. Bondarenko takes a touch on his left foot to steady himself. Then just hits it almost with the outside of his right foot into the bottom corner. And we're 2-0 up early on. Rajkovic back to Bondarenko. Skafidis into Rajkovic. Finds home. He dwells on it and now they're attacking. Bondarenko gets back though. For someone who's not actually a left back, he's doing pretty well there. Bordes. Amrani making the run forward. Looks to find Amrani, but it's been cut out. To a back pass. Cameron Holmes in, and that's his second of the game. And his 26th goal of the season. And he really is trying to prove a point when he's in the team and with Simowish out injured. I mean, it's a horrible back pass. Didn't really look. Cameron Holmes just takes a touch and then just smashes it home for his second and our third of the game. Rajkovic with a corner, another outswinger towards the near post. It's up in the air. Bondarenko goes back to pick it up. Down the line to Ash. Pulls it back into the box to Luciano. His low cross straight into the keeper's hands. And then with the press, we've forced them to go long. Bordes wins a header. Luciano to Rajkovic. Mikey Moore goes down the outside into the box. Goes back to Bondarenko. He goes to Luciano on the edge of the box. Just can't keep the effort on target. Right, Mikey Moore wins it back. Rajkovic. Back Skafidis. Moore to Varga. Luciano onto Rajkovic. Into Moore. Into the box. Fires it low into the bottom corner. 15th goal of the season. Right on half time. Puts us 4-0 up. Every time we get the ball, we just seem to be able to carve straight through them. Lovely first time ball into Rajkovic, takes a touch, plays it into Moore. They let him run into the box and he just hits it with his right foot into that bottom corner. And that's 4-0. And there we are, half time, 4-0 up. Really dominant performance. And hopefully we just don't let this slip in the second half. Right, so we don't make any changes at half time. We don't have many changes we can make. Skafidis back to Bordes, straight from the kickoff here. Back to Bordes. Skafidis, Varga. Rajkovic. Moore's in the box. Lovely play. We're going to have a VAR check. I think Moore might have just been offside. Rajkovic played it into home. He with the reverse pass for Mikey Moore. So Skafidis with the ball into Rajkovic. Finds home. First time ball into the box for Moore. Past the defender. and just fires it across the keeper, and that's 5-0. Pretty tight to being offside, but definitely onside, and what a goal. Right, they've gone longish with a goal, with a free kick, but we've intercepted it. Rajkovic to Bustos, pulls it back towards the edge of the area looking for Skafidis. They've intercepted it. And then they've got a long crossfield ball, put their own player under pressure. Amrani had gone off at half time, so Turnbull's come on. He wins it back. Bordes now to Luciano with space. Back to Bordes, into Skafidis. We're doing well to keep the ball, make them move. Try and open up some space. Bondarenko now driving in field, goes from distance, and just it didn't come back quite enough. Right, a corner for them. Flat in towards the near post. The header comes back off the bar. Home eventually gets it away. Bustos now turns and drives forward, but then just runs out of space. Another corner for them. In-swinger. This time they've powered the header home. And that's 5-1. And the clean sheet goes, but we've got a stranglehold on this game. If we manage to throw this one away, it'll be one of the most spectacular comebacks I've ever seen. Full time, 5-1, dominant performance, extended our lead at the top to 17 points. Really, that's got to be quite embarrassing for them to have been beaten that badly by a team that's missing so many key first team players as well. And we're well on our way to 10 in a row. There we are, the end of another episode. We're now well into our final season, past the halfway mark. We are well clear at the top of the table, 17 points clear with 42 points left to play for. So surely it's only a matter of time before we make it 10 in a row. We've already this season won the League Cup, as we saw in this episode, and the UEFA Super Cup, and we're still in the Scottish Cup as well, and we're in the last 16 in the Champions League. So we've won 2 trophies so far in this final season. We've got another 3 that we've got a pretty decent chance of doing something in. So join us next time to see how we get on when the Champions League comes back, and to see if we can wrap up that league title yet again before the league splits. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.